Greetings, this is Wanda and this is Diaspora Connect. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my faithful subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. And if you know anyone who is interested in repatriating to Tanzania or Zambia, please hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, and I can provide information and guidance on how to visit and or repatriate to either one of the countries, Tanzania or Zambia. And I can provide some of the steps that you have to take. So I do charge a fee for consultation. So I charge a consultation fee, which is 35 USD per hour. So I have a business in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania that I did get registered called Diaspora Connect Tanzania. So thank you for tuning in. It is the name of my channel. My name is Wanda, so welcome. I have been on the continent for 2 years and 1 month this month, and it has been a very rewarding and exciting experience. Has not been perfect, but I've learned a lot. I've learned Swahili. I've been told that I get a C or D minus for my Swahili by a local, but I think I do well because I can manage in the local area that I live in and manage walking around by myself without an interpreter. So I think my Swahili is pretty good. It's probably not as good as it should be, me being here for 2 years, because I speak a lot of English. I don't speak Swahili all the time, and I think this is what slows the process down in terms of me learning it. But because I still speak a lot of English. But I did create a business here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania called Diaspora Connect. And I just assist the diaspora in the West, those who were dispersed during the transatlantic slave trade throughout the 4 corners of the earth, those who are interested in coming back to Mama Africa, specifically Tanzania, and now Zambia. Since I've been to Zambia 3 times, maybe 4 times now, 3 times, yeah. I wanted to share the information that I have based on experience that I have acquired for those who want to visit and or repatriate. I have several families that I know that have repatriated to Zambia or in the process of repatriating to Zambia. I'll put it that way. They're still in the process of trying to fill out their paperwork, get their immigration information together. So that's always a challenge, you guys. Whenever you want to relocate to any foreign country, is always immigration laws in almost every country you go into. Yeah, and even though we are African and we were stolen over 500 years ago, 400 years ago, and this is actually our home, we're still considered foreigners because of the Western passport that we carry, whether we're from America, the UK, Jamaica, or whatever. Yeah, there are several immigration issues, and I was just thinking about that. I'm like, man, every country that we try to go to, it's immigration issues everywhere we go. There are some countries, a few that you can go into and don't have a whole lot of immigration issues. I think Sierra Leone, from what I heard, if you have if you have any genealogy and you have the Sierra Leone in your genealogy when you do your DNA testing, then they say you can get a passport. So, and then I think Ghana's giving out some, but I think it's getting a little more difficult. So it's just always immigration issues that we have to deal with as diaspora coming back home to Mama Africa. So you must be very, very patient, and you must, just do your homework, do your research. Talk to people who are on the ground, talk to people who have like work permits and residencies, or people who have been here for a while, and they can guide you accordingly. Yeah, but most of the countries require, if you want to reside or stay in the country, most of them require at least a work permit, residency, or something like that to stay. So if you for example, I'll talk about Tanzania and Zambia because those are the 2 I have the most experience with. Tanzania and Zambia, I'll tell you what they have in common and then what the differences are. So in Tanzania, you can get U.S. passport. You can come in on a tourist visa, and then you can get a business visa if you create a business. You can also get work permit. You can get residency. And yeah, and also they have a visa. It's like a retirement visa, but it's not called the retirement visa. If you make income over a certain amount, then you can actually apply for that specific visa or permit to stay in the country. You prove that you have income of a certain amount, and I'm not sure how much the cap is, so you have to research that. But it used to be a retirement visa, but I heard that they no longer have that. I'm not 100% sure about that. It's word of mouth, so that's what I heard. Now with Zambia, you can come into the country. Both countries, you can get a visa on arrival if you have a U.S. passport. So I'm just talking specifically about U.S. passport holders because that's what I have. So, excuse me, in Tanzania and Zambia, both countries you can come into the country and get a visa on arrival. Now, you do have to take a COVID test. So, first of all, in America, you have to have a passport. That's the first thing. Book your ticket. And then for Tanzania, you don't need any vaccines, but you have to take a COVID test. From what I heard, you're still taking a COVID test. And then for Zambia, you need a COVID test. They may ask you about a yellow fever shot as well. They may ask you about that. And then if you, yeah, so take a COVID. Now, if you have taken the jab, then you don't have to take a COVID test. But, you know, this channel is not jab. I'm an anti-vaxxer, so this channel is not down with that. But I'm just saying, if you did, you don't have to take the test. But if you didn't, then you have to take the COVID test. And then for Tanzania, that's all. But for Zambia, you may need a yellow fever shot because that's one of the required shots. You may need that and the COVID test. And then once you do that, when you come into Tanzania, you pay $100. That's for a multi-visa, meaning you can come in and out of the country for as many times as you want to for free because you paid for a full year. So for a full year, in and out, in and out, in and out. You don't have to pay again for visas coming in. But you do have to leave every 90 days until you get another visa. So you come in on a visitor's visa, tourist visa, and you stay for 90 days. You must leave until you get another visa. Whether you want to get a business visa, whether you want to get a work permit, whether you want to get a residency, whether you want to get this, this used to be a retirement visa, but it's like a visa for people who have income and you can prove that you have sustainable income to where you can actually apply for a permit to stay. So, yeah, so those are the options. And then with Zambia, U.S. passport holders, you go in and you pay $25 and you get a 30-day, you get a visitor's visa and it's for 30 days. You can get up to 90 days in Zambia, but you have to go back to immigration every month for that 30. So you come in on 30, got to go back before that 30 expires, get another 30, go back. So you have to go back like 3 times and you have to pay a small amount for each extension. It's like, I think it's like $20 or $30. I'm not, don't quote me on that. But you do have to pay to extend all 3 times. But it's only 90 days in 1 year, meaning while you're there for the 90 days, you have to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to get a business visa? Do you want to get a work permit? Do you want to get residency? And then with work permits, you have to either have a business that you register and or you come in under an organization that exists in the country and you can get a work permit under that organization. So, for example, there's an organization in Zambia called GOBIDIA, the Gathering of the Bantu and Diaspora Israelites in Africa. You can join as a member, and I'm one of the leaders, diaspora leaders of the organization, and I'm helping promote marketing GOBIDIA for our brothers and sisters in the West who are interested in coming back to Mama Africa. It's just another country, an option. You do have 54 countries that you can pick from, but this is just an opportunity for us to come. 3 chiefs have given land under the organization. So that's a good thing if you're interested in leaving the West and you want to come back to Mama Africa. There are several diaspora in Zambia. They're still trying to get their immigration permits together. So they have to decide which one. So everybody's situation is different. It's not one size fits all. Some people want to create businesses. Some people are volunteering through GOBIDIA. So, and they can get a work permit. So, it depends on what your purpose is there. Some people are getting like it's something like a retirement visa, but it's not called that, to where if you have a certain amount of income over a certain amount, you can apply for a permit. And so to stay in the country. So, and it's like it's for 2 years. So every 2 years you have to pay. But the good thing about Zambia is they have an option of citizenship, meaning you can get a passport. So I believe it's 10 years. 10 years. You have to be in the country like 10 years in order for you to get the permit. So, in order for you to get the passport, the citizenship, yeah. So, those are some, advantages of coming to the continent, or I would say disadvantages when you come to the continent and trying to repatriate, because almost every country has immigration issues that affect us or impact us in some kind of way. So you're going to either have to pay money, you're going to have to be inconvenienced in that you may have to leave every so often, or create a business, try to partner with a local. And the issue with that is you don't really know anyone, so you have to take time to get to know, and that takes some time. So time is ticking with your visa. So it's been a bit of a challenge in, I would say, Tanzania and Zambia, in for people trying to get relocate. Now, visiting is one thing, but relocating is a whole nother issue, because you have to follow the immigration guidelines, and it's this for this, you need to show this, you have to have this permit and this one, and you have to pay this amount of money and this. So it's a little challenging, unless you are willing to leave the country every 90 days, which a lot of people are willing to do that. Sometimes it may be cheaper to do that in the long run than getting a work permit, because you pay a certain amount for 2 years, and then you have to renew every 2 years and keep paying every 2 years. So it's just something you have to think about before you decide you want to repatriate to the continent. So it's been rewarding, but it's been a little challenging to some of the diaspora. So it's kind of sad in my opinion, because we kind of struggle after we get here of how are we going to stay. We want to stay. We love the continent. This is our home. This is our mama land. But at the same time, we're under those immigration guidelines. So, yeah, we do have to follow the law and the rules. So, yes, you either have to leave the country, or you have to create a business or get a work permit, residency, whatever you have to do. And that's in both countries. So, but the advantage in Zambia is that they have dual citizenship, meaning you can keep your U.S. passport and get their passport after a certain number of years. So, and under the organization GOBIDIA, they're assisting us to do these things. It has been very, very slow, and I will have to admit that there are some diaspora over in Zambia and trying to repatriate and all that, but the process has been very slow for them, and it's like time is running out with their 30 day, and they gotta kind of feel rushed, like I gotta go ahead and get one of these permits. And so that's the only thing, is like you're on a time crunch. So if you decide you want to get a work permit or whatever before you come into the country, it is definitely best to apply before you arrive. So if you have an organization that is representing you, for example, GOBIDIA, the Gathering of the Bantu and Diaspora Israelites in Africa, you do have to join to be a member. This month is a special deal. Instead of for an individual, it's 200, and it's this month is 150, and for a family, it is 250, but this month is 200. So it's a special deal going on in the month of September, just to try to encourage those who are interested in becoming members to go ahead and sign up. Now, once you sign up, you'll be privy to selecting hectares of land. 3 chiefs have given land under the organization, and then they will help you with some immigration issues. They can do with only so much, though. You still have to pay certain monies for them. You still have to provide all this information. So they can help you to a point, but just know it is ultimately your responsibility to get your immigration issues, to try to get things squared away immigration-wise before you decide to repatriate and come here. Because the thing is, with the work permits, many times you have to leave in order to apply for a work permit. So if you're already in the country, it's going to be difficult, because you may have to leave and then leave and stay out a couple of weeks and then come back in on the work permit, which would be easier if you were in your country and you knew this before you got here, like your home country or wherever you're leaving, and then apply for the work permit under the organization in that country, get approved, and then come into the country, into Zambia, under the work permit. So that would be probably a better situation, in that you come in on 2-year work permit, and then you can start working on your land, select hectares, clean it, you clear it, and everything. So, and then they also have farmland and mining land. So 3 options: residential, farming, and mining. And like I said, things have been very slow for a lot of us. Within the organization GOBIDIA, the Gathering of the Bantu and Diaspora Israelites, that's in Zambia. So it's been a little slow, but as well as Tanzania. When you create a business and you're trying to get things done, everything is a little slow. We say poli, that's slow in Swahili. So everything is slow on the continent. We can't expect it to be as fast, that the pace as things, that the way things are done in the West. We can't expect it to be like that here, because it has not, it's proven not to be that way. It's almost like the total opposite of how the West is in terms of doing business, customer service, and just a lot of different areas. So we just have to be patient and have to just wait it out. So, but it is much better than the West, and it's much safer in both countries. Whether you say Tanzania is you're interested in, or whether you say Zambia, the Zambians and Tanzanians have the same temperament. They have that same type of personality, except for the Tanzanians. Of course, most of them speak Swahili, and then the Zambians, they speak Bimba and another language I forget. I know it's Bimba. A lot of people speak Bimba, and they speak English as well. So, so it's a little easier to communicate if you're on your own and you don't have a local with you. You can still kind of communicate, because most people in Zambia speak a little English or understanding. But Tanzania, not so much. Unless if you're in the areas where you have a lot of international areas, if you're in those areas, then they will understand English. But when you go out into the villages or in the local areas, they don't speak English so much. Not a lot of them don't, nor do they understand it. So you just have to keep that in mind. But I've been here 2 years, and it's been beautiful for me. At this point, wherever I go, they always think I'm a Tanzanian, and I do speak my Swahili, which, like I said, my local friend gave me a bad grade. But anyway, I do speak Swahili, and they always think that I am local, which is nice. Or they'll say South Africa. They always think I'm from South Africa, or if I'm local Tanzanian. So, but it's been nice. Just have to look out for a few things. If you look at some of my other videos, I talked about don't be an opportunity, being overcharged, and some of those things, they happen throughout the continent, not just in Tanzania, Zambia, or anywhere else. Throughout, you just have to know this, and you have to move accordingly. It can be kind of frustrating sometimes, but when you think about it and compare it to how bad it is in the West, then you won't complain. Even when I feel like I want to complain, but then I think back on the West and how bad it is and how dangerous it is, how we've been getting murdered in the streets, how we've been treated unfairly all our lives, I have to say to myself, I'm blessed to be on the continent. I'm blessed to be in Tanzania. I'm blessed to have went to Zambia, and I won't complain. So I have to say it like that. So if we think about it, it's always things that we can complain about, but you have to remember to try to be grateful for the little things. And just, this is actually a big thing to be here, have been on the continent living for 2 years. It's like a dream come true, really. And it hasn't disappointed me. I've been very, very pleased and happy to be here. I feel free, and I feel energized. I feel like I have a new lease on life. I feel like my life has been extended just by being here, because I eat fresh fruit and vegetables. I see a difference in my skin and my hair. I see a difference in my energy level. And so many people think I'm so much younger than I am. I do have a son that's 24 or 25. I think he's 25. Yeah, 25. And but people think I'm really young here, but I just feel so alive, and I feel so energetic, and so I know it's the atmosphere, and it's the sun, because we're the sun people, and the sun heals and restores. It does something to our body. It is very hot in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Everybody complains how hot it is. It is hot. It's hot, and you do sweat, but I like it. I like it. I like the heat. It just does nice things for your skin, and your overall disposition here. Like, I can't see anyone being depressed living here, because it's so sunny and so nice. It's tropical, and the ocean. If you want to go to the beach and put your feet in the water, you can every day if you want to. Like, I'm in walking distance from the beach. I'm in the Embassy Beach area, so. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video. My camera on my phone, I dropped my phone again. So I dropped my phone and fixed it. I dropped it again like a week after I brought it. I sat it down on my nightstand and it fell on the face and it cracked. So my camera on my other side, when I do lives, you know, that's why it looks foggy. My camera cracked right there in the camera spot, so it looks foggy. So now I'm doing a video. I have to do videos for a while instead of doing lives because the view is cloudy or foggy. The only time it may look clear is if I'm outside in the sun and it may clear up. But it's like because I cracked the camera, so I'm always doing something, y'all. I didn't try to, but I was sitting my phone on my nightstand and wasn't paying attention, and it fell face down and it cracked where my camera was. So I'm doing videos for a while just so the quality of the video could be clearer for you to see me and not foggy or cloudy. And I notice a few of my videos, they look a little foggy and cloudy. It's just because I cracked the camera. I do apologize. I'm clumsy sometimes, y'all, I have to admit. But I want to do this video, and it's kind of contrast the Tanzania versus Zambia, how to get in the country and how to, repatriate or whatever. Both countries are beautiful. People are the same, have the same temperament. There is an organization, however, in Zambia that will assist you if you're in the West and you're interested in coming back to Mama Africa to visit and or repatriate. It's called GOBIDIA, the Gathering of the Bantu and Diaspora Israelites in Africa. The president of GOBIDIA has a YouTube channel. And if you, I think I will try to put the link in the description box below, so you can click and you can listen to what he has to say. He is a man of Yah. He is a man of the Most High, and he was a bishop so we call him bishop, but he's the president of the Gathering of the Bantu and Diaspora Israelites in Africa. And so the Most High, uncreated creator, the Father, has spoken to him about creating this organization to assist us to come back home to Mama Africa. And then several chiefs have given land under the organization to assist us, because really they say the land is Bantu land, it's ours anyway. And whether you know it or not, you're Bantu. If you were dispersed in the transatlantic slave trade, you're Hebrew, Israelite, Bantu. We are the same people. Yashael. That's who you are. So, Yisolili, yeah. So, but yeah, I'll put the link for the YouTube channel in the description box. And you can just check him out and see what he has to say and his heart on about the organization. But let's keep in mind that if you decide to join and become a member, then you will be privy to selecting farming, mining, or residential land. That's free, but you do have to pay some fees. I mean, even though the land is free, it's virgin land, so no one has ever lived on it. So you have to get it cleared and demarcated, surveyed. For the farming land, you have to get it demarcated and surveyed, but the residential land is being demarcated and surveyed, and that's including the fee that you pay. That's included in that fee. Now, this month there's a special deal going on this month. The fees have been dropped by 50 USD. So for an individual, it's usually 200, but it's going to be 150. And for a family, it's usually 250, but it's going to be 200. Just this month, it's like a special promotion this month. So it's going to be $50 off just this whole month if you sign up. So. And then once you sign up, the next thing is for you to go ahead and schedule a visit. I always recommend that people try to go visit first instead of just come to repatriate. But if you have to do that, you have to do it. Just keep in mind that if you do that, and if you do decide to come to Zambia and repatriate, you'll have to leave again, because if you want a work permit and you figure that that's the route you want to go to stay in the country, you'll have to leave again. Because in order to, when you apply for a work permit, you have to be outside of the country to do it, because you're going to come back in the country on the work permit. So that's the only thing. So keep that in mind if you are interested in repatriating. Now, visiting is another. I always recommend, if you can come visit, it'd be good, because then you can meet the president of the organization, all the Zambian leaders. You can meet the chief. You can see the land, and then you can plan accordingly. If you want to go back and forth. So if you're in another African country like I am, and you plan on just coming back and forth like I do, because I plan on possibly staying in Tanzania and just going back and forth from Zambia to Tanzania every couple of months. I plan on doing that, and then building in Zambia and just staying in Tanzania. That's what I plan on doing. When I finally complete my building project in Zambia, then I will possibly move there. And by that time, me coming back and forth for several, years or whatever, then maybe I'll be able to go ahead and get my passport, because I think it's after 10 years or whatever. But I'm hoping that things will work out where they'll work something out with the organization where we won't have to wait that long, since we have land there. So we'll see. We're praying about it. But if you're interested, hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, and diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, if you're interested in visiting either Tanzania or Zambia, and or repatriating to either Tanzania or Zambia. I can assist you with that. I do travel consultations, $35 USD per hour, and I can assist you. I can walk you through the steps that I have taken to have been here in Tanzania for 2 years now. I did create a business here. I have 2 Tanzanian partners, and also I visited Zambia 3 times, and I've been to 3 different areas: Solwezi, Ndola, and Lusaka. And so I can kind of assist you in visiting. I went through immigration, the whole thing, and I can kind of tell you about the visas, etc. I am one of the leaders and one of the marketers of GOBIDIA as well. So I can assist you with that if you're interested. If you're interested in coming back to Mama Africa and you want to hit up TZ or Zambia, Tanzania or Zambia, hit me up. I can assist you. And I have connections in both countries. Well, I'm in Tanzania, but in Zambia, I have family and sisters and brothers on the ground. So I can connect you with them. They can help you, when you get here, and take you around and show you around. And then you meet with the Zambian leaders for the organization. And then, and help you to look around and try to figure out if this is something that you'll be interested in. And then you can go back home and plan accordingly. If you visit, you see everything, and if you're interested, you can go back home and maybe talk to the organization and apply for a work permit back home where you're from. And then when you do decide to come back, you come back in the country on your work permit. So, and it's good for 2 years. So, but yeah, I think that's it for now. I just wanted to kind of talk about Tanzania and Zambia. If you're interested in coming, you can hit me up. It's beautiful. Both countries are beautiful. The people are friendly and they're very polite. Just praying that these immigration issues will be resolved, because they can be very stressful, especially when you uproot everything and you come here and then you have to leave and you have to do this, and you have to pay this amount of money. It's always something, and it's in every country. So it doesn't matter where you go besides the U.S., because that's where your passport is. Then you're gonna have to deal with some immigration issues somewhere. So just figure out which place works best for you and which situation works best for you, and try to keep a positive outlook. Try to be patient. You're gonna need a lot of patience, because everything moves so slow, and it looks nothing like the West. It's very slow. So you have to have patience, and pray about it. Make sure you pray, and you're led of the Father, the uncreated Creator, Tata Nzambi, Sonini Sonini. Make sure you're led of Him, that He leads and guides you into all truths. The set apart Spirit will lead and guide you into all truths. That's the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Ghost, okay? So yeah, I just wanted to do this video. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. You can hit on the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I do a new video or live or anything. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you and do this video. I apologize that I can't do a live for a while, just for a little while, because my screen is cracked, and so it's foggy when I do it. I can do it, but it'll be foggy. I'm trying to find a outside area where it won't look as foggy, because I cracked it right where the camera is. And so disappointed, because I just got it fixed, because I cracked it before I got it fixed, and like a week later I dropped it again. So yeah, I also accept donations. I have Cashapp, I have PayPal, I have Western Union, I have MoneyGram, and I have a GoFundMe account, because I am building in Zambia. It's my land and building project. I was going to do that here in TZ, but I decided to do it in Zambia, since we have the free land in Zambia. So I decided to just take my resources and build there. If you're interested in blessing me and helping me out with my land and building project, I'm going to put the information in the description box below. It's a GoFundMe. So yeah. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to view my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will do another video in the next couple of days. So at this point, I will say salama and peace. family.